rapping for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Modify Your Life Podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez. Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And I got my co-host back on here on the ones and twos. We got Modified Frankie.
Hey.
The number one viewed podcast on Modify Your Life
Stop
Podcast.
gassing me up because I'm showing out lately.
I'm just trying not to pay you.
Hitting PRs. I'm going viral.
Crying on social media. I love that. How are you feeling? You had a nice little late day today.
My knees are kind of hurting.
I get so weak in my knees, I can hardly speak. If you know that song, you're a real one. Anyways, what are we talking about today? This is the second podcast. My brain is shutting down slowly but surely on a lack of carbs. And we're moving, though. We're pushing. I'm really dedicated to show people that, actions speak louder than words, right? On social media every single day. Doesn't matter how you feel, you got to push through it. Doesn't matter how you feel, you got to push through it. I'm living that lifestyle right now. And I feel really good.
Do you?
I feel this is our last podcast of the night. We got a lot of stuff done today. We do have a busy weekend ahead of us. A lot of content making, cooking, ebook stuff. But every single thing that we had to do that's on that task board that, that can be seen on yours and mine is getting accomplished. And on top of that, we paid off like 60% of our debt. It's hard work, dedication, discipline. Why do you keep staring at me like you love me?
You look kind of bangable today.
Damn. Imagine if I would have heard that in high school. I wish I had this body in high school. I'd have like 27 kids. All of them named Anthony. Even the girls. Anthony
first,
one,
the
first,
third.
Anthony the third. Anthony the third. What are we talking about today, Frankie? What are we getting into today?
Today?
You got your freaking your notepad again. We haven't got our freaking.
Stop hating on the
If you want to
notepad, bro.
donate to our Venmo or Cash App so we can get Modified Frankie an iPad. So we hear back in the 60s.
I have what's that computer, the laptop one?
A MacBook.
I have one of those.
But yet you use
I got
this
two
pen and
iPhones.
paper.
I got two phones. And then
and you have your notepad, and that's what you use right now.
I love it.
I'm just talking crap, but it works for you. But what are we getting into?
Actually,
I know we got a Q&A today.
let's start with the Q&A.
We're going to Q&A right off the back? I don't think I'm going to do Q. I don't think they want to hear Q&A. They're trying to get some inspiration. They're trying to get some knowledge today. I feel it right now. The person's listening like, no, not a Q&A right now. End with the Q&A. But right now I want to be motivated. I want to be inspired. I want to change my life one step at a time. Listen to Modify Your Life Podcast.
I can tell you something positive.
Oh, let's hear it.
I hit a PR today.
That was a really good video. If you guys haven't seen it, if you don't follow Modified Frankie, go follow her. Modified_Frankie.
Yeah.
How was that? That caption was really, really inspirational because for those you may not know, we have a friend named Pito. He unfortunately went in for surgery in his early teens for scoliosis, and
Surgeons fucked him up.
The surgeon okay, damn, all right. I wasn't trying to be like that, but yeah, the surgeons messed up, and he woke up and he no longer can use his legs, from his waist down. Correct?
Yep.
And you've known for a long time. He's gonna be on the podcast soon. He's really famous in the raving community.
Yeah, in the EDM community. I actually met him because he's my brother's best friend, and when they're childhood best friends, so I would actually see him, but I didn't really know him. I would just see him walking down the street because he lived a couple houses down, and he had like the little hunch on his back because he had the scoliosis. And then periodically I would see him. And then one time I just seen him in a wheelchair. And then years later is when I actually got to know him myself. And that's my dog.
Yeah, that guy's dope. I love Pito. And so tell him to describe that description. Describe this. I can't talk. Still low calories, low carbs. Describe that video that you posted of Big John training you, but then also describe what you meant for that description, because I have something I want to say after that.
I think I need to skim over it because I don't want to cry again.
Well, last time you cried, we got a lot of views.
Oh my God.
Make sure, Big John, get her camera. If she cries,
the AI tears.
If she cries, it's time for her to pay her dues.
Game time.
Let's go. Caption this. I made her cry.
Okay,
Part one.
So I'm going to try to take my emotion out of it so I can actually explain it.
Be a thug.
I am a thug.
Thug nasty.
So we were working out. We were on our last what is it? Set, workout, whatever it is.
Set.
The machine where you go like this.
Leg press.
That one.
Hmm?
Hate it. So we started at like 140, then like 160 or 180.
All
and
right,
then he's
big
like,
dog.
Then he's like, "You think you could do 200?" And I was like, I could try. We did it.
No, you didn't say you could try. You're lying.
No, but you didn't see that before.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you.
Well, what did I say? I was like, we could try or something, no? Yeah, so I said we. So I did those, right? Shut up. We did those, burned, and then we were done. That was my third set. And then we look on the machine, there's the thing that counts your reps, and I was at 75 exactly between all of them. And then he's like, well, why don't you just finish off 100? And I'm like, how about I don't? And then he's like, oh, do you really want to be average? I'm like, mm-hmm. And he's like, what's your mind or something telling you? I'm like, go home, bitch. And he's trying to, like,
motivate you.
Motivate. And he's also bartering with me. He's like, okay, do you want Starbucks? Or like, what do you want? And I was like, thinking. And then I don't know why, like, it just like popped in my head. I thought about Pito's video where he's able to like lift his leg now.
He's pedaling now.
Yeah.
He's pedaling. That was it. I reposted that video because we keep going. Because before I want to say something, I want to hear you finish your story.
So, fuck. So he just popped into my head. Shut up.
Okay, my bad.
He popped into my head and like that video of him like being able to pedal. And then I thought, bitch, you're like refusing to do something that he would kill for the ability to do.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it for granted.
How'd that make you feel?
Like shit.
What'd you do after that?
Hit another 25.
For that big 100. That big 100, Well, that's just, the perks of having an amazing coach. But you also have an amazing mindset. And the reason why I wanted you to share that story is because I wanted to get in something that I speak about a lot. And I always get to use my story and sometimes other client stories from online coaching program. But now I get to use your story that you just shared right now. Is that how powerful and how amazing is that you turn something negative, right? Our friend is in a wheelchair. A friend doesn't have the ability to walk, and you turn a negative thought into something so positive that pushed you forward to become better. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like that's something I feel that we need to focus on doing more. Is like we could have any negative situation going on in the world, but at the end of the day, you could channel that anger, that frustration, that sadness, that madness, that whatever it is, into pushing yourself to become better, like you did, or you could have channeled that into, oh, I'm not just going to do it, right? Go home, be.
And
right?
I didn't feel those last 25.
No, because you probably felt Pito's frustration, and you were thinking about like how you're kind of not really understanding that your legs work, right? And we take that stuff for granted, right? And a lot of us take stuff for granted every single day. That I took life for granted. You took life for granted. We took a relationship for granted because we just focused on food. We had to build a whole relationship. And so by you sharing that story is a lot more impactful than I feel that man, I need carbs. That cut is getting me. The story is a lot more impactful than I really think, because, someone out there is listening and they're thinking right now, like, why am I taking my stuff for granted? Right. So you sharing that story and how you push through that. And even though someone could say, well, it's just a leg press. Well, you go do 100 sets. Right. And you push through that burn, because every single time that we get a little bit of pain, a little bit of pushback, we stop. Right. We quit. We say we're going to do it again tomorrow. We say we had enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you didn't do that. And how did you feel when you left that gym?
It felt awesome.
Right? Satisfied.
I mean, getting into the gym is a bitch, right? Dragging me there is a whole thing.
I got to carry you.
I always leave feeling accomplished. But when I got off the machine, I was like, fuck. Like, I can't take leg days for granted. No. You know what I mean? You can't take your life for granted. Right? Like, we only have one of these. And we're not, I don't know. What's an average person's lifespan now? 75 years? 75, 80? I guarantee 70, 75. Now, it's had to go down, especially with everyone being so overweight.
I mean, unhealthy, you know what I mean? And it's something that, you know, unfortunately we both have done. But at the same time, it's not, is it really unfortunate because we got to dig ourselves out of the hole. We got to become better people because of it. And for anyone listening out there right now, I really hope you listened to that story. And if you weren't listening to that story and you were doing something, you're preoccupied, I want you to really go back and listen to that full story again. You know, because at the end of the day, you have the option, like the group Zoom call, the name, right? The best version of yourself is one decision away. And you need to understand that. You need to kind of take that serious, that you only have one life, right? We are not promised tomorrow. I started my journey at over 600 pounds, and every single day from being over 600 pounds until my body was actually physically healthy, I could have not woken up that day.
Yeah.
Because I had to go over 600 pounds to 600 pounds. 600 pounds is 555 pounds. All these are still a lot of pressure on my body, a lot of pressure on my joints, around my heart. You know what I mean? Same thing with you. You're over 300 pounds. And that just is an amazing story that you just shared, because at the end of the day, you chose to push through the pain and push. It's not really pain. It's a burn, right? I shouldn't say pain, because they were like, oh, working out shouldn't be painful.
No,
it's a burn,
painful.
You know, and you pushed through it and you became a better person from that. And I'm very, very proud of you. I've been commenting. I was like, proud boyfriend moment. And obviously at the end of the day, it is hard to get up and go to the gym. It is very difficult to get up and become better. It's very difficult to be different, because at the end of the day, the people at the gym are 9 times out of 10 the ones that are working to become different, right? Because that gym is not packed like a restaurant is. Restaurants are packed 24/7, 365.
Me and Big John usually have the gym to ourselves every time. Maybe there's one person that shows up here and there, but it's our gym.
It's not packed like that, and it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, the people that are there are becoming better. The people who are there going from being average to being above average, right? And in order to become average, you have to do the hard things. Like, you had to go through that. You had to push yourself through that. You had to feel that pain because you respect that workout that much more. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's a solid ass story.
Yeah, you got me all in my feels.
No, I'm proud of you. I'm genuinely proud of you. You know what I mean? I don't, need to say anything on this podcast that I don't mean. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have a script behind us. We don't have a big ass team. It's me, you, and Big John. That's it. Okay, Big John on the thing. But and it's true, because at the end of the day, like, we were always so focused on like getting people on this podcast. Who can I get next? Who can I get with big followers? Who can in this? When I realized, like, well, at the time I didn't realize, but now that I realize, like, just in this room alone, we have enough knowledge and enough stories and enough motivation and inspiration and knowledge to share. You know what I mean? And, obviously, since we've been doing this, going back and forth of shooting with people, shooting me and you shooting, stuff like that, it keeps on just reminding me, like, damn, like, we're going to make this. We're going to make it. Yeah. And we're going to help a lot of people along the way. Yeah. Right. And it's so cool to now see you really put yourself in my shoes in doing something you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Big John is over here watching Instagram while we're shooting a podcast. How rude. He's fired. Crazy. He's fired. We're firing this guy. But, it's so, it's really cool to, like, really sit here and to have this discussion, because we didn't have this discussion before the podcast. I didn't know what we're talking about. I don't know what notes you have right now.
Honestly, that doesn't even matter.
I don't like knowing your notes, because I like to answer honesty, and I feel like I do way better. Like, look at when I talked. Yeah, when I talked on stage. Remember, I had shot that we'd seen how long the speech was going to be. Where I was practicing. I did not talk anything. Well, I talked. I said everything, like my key points, but I didn't talk the same way that I did getting ready for stage, because at the end of the day, people will tell when you're reading a script or you're talking from the heart, right? I take little notes on my clients, but I know my clients. I know when I see what name I see, I know what last conversation I had, and which is very crazy, because I do have ADHD and I am dyslexic, and it's very difficult for me to take in knowledge. But stuff like that, remember conversations with people, their goals, X, Y, and Z, like that stuff goes so easy. It does. Right? I see and you even called me out. And they're very simple notes, right?
No,
they're
your notes, like, because when you talk to people, you're like, hey, so like you're going on vacation in like 3 weeks or whatever, and like, oh yeah. And then, like, I can see the active clients, and the notes that you have is nothing about them personally. It's just make sure change plan by blah, blah, blah.
That's the hardest thing I had to remember.
Or change payment to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you just know them.
Well, you can't fake caring. Sorry. You know what I mean? You can't fake caring. And I'm actually trying to grow as a personal trainer and debut more of how I do care and what I do in my online coaching. That's what we meet with our team. So if you guys don't know, behind the scenes, well, obviously we have the heavy modified team, but there's a lot of other companies that I do work with, and obviously the back end of the online coaching, who help run the online coaching program. Not on the run the coaching program, but run the platform and
Just
stuff
the
like
platform,
that and all that.
but
Yeah,
it's
just
our
a platform. It's our program. And so we have meetings. I have meetings every single week, right? I have meetings with, two of the biggest companies that I work with. And, we're kind of working on the same thing. And it's so crazy that it's like, I see it in the cooking. I seen it in the online coaching. I seen it in supplements, right? And it's like, I really been fighting myself. I'm like, I am this person, right? I do have the right to speak. I do have the ability to help people. But it's so hard for me to kind of grasp that in, but I know it's true, right? When I heard Harold say that, I know it was true. But it's something I'm working on myself, right? I'm finishing up my life coaching and everything other. And Big John said, he's like, bro, those are just certificates. You can't read in a book what you've been through in life. But I think it's like just the extra credit of me doing something to really prove to myself that I want to get done, even though I'm already doing all this stuff,
Yeah.
And it's just, having this conversation with you and sharing this stuff on the podcast, it's like really bringing like light to like what Heavy to Modify brand is and is continuing to grow in, and it's growing every single day.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
fucking
so
awesome to see people just the clients just like tag us and stuff, becoming friends with each other.
That
That's
right
big.
there was my I could have cried. And I'm not joking at all. I could have cried because when I seen, and it wasn't just one or two tags, those always make me feel good. But when it became a Sunday fun day tag, when it became a modified family tag, and like people keep tagging every single week,
tag.
the cardio tags
The
and stuff
croc
like that,
tag.
the croc tag, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that is like so cool because at the end of the day, I built this community because it fucking sucks being by yourself. And I know how lonely I was on the beginning of my journey. And just because I had other followers didn't mean I had the support. I seen it and I got the comments, but like talking about real life and not saying I don't support and I don't love my followers because my followers became to clients, you know what I mean? Online clients, and that's amazing. But like, I'm just talking like, in the beginning perspective of it, like I'm just becoming the coach that I feel that I needed, right? Not the one that forces supplements down your throats, not the one that gives you cheesy cookie cutter workout plans when you know damn well if you're 600 pounds, you can't do a pull up.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. And it's just really cool and it's amazing. And
You're a safe space for people.
I'm glad I can. You know what I mean? I think, and the only reason why I'm allowed to become a safe space is because I feel, once I was in that depression and once I had those suicidal thoughts, I've learned how difficult it is. You know that I didn't believe in depression before?
Yeah, you used to talk down on it.
I used to talk down on it heavy. Like now I feel so like I had to go back on my social media like, oh, what did I say? I don't think I ever did, but you know what I mean? Because I was like, how can you be depressed? Like, I'm the one that's been fat my whole life. Like, how can you? That depression's fake. Like, snap out of it, get out of it, blah, blah, blah. Like,
People
stuff
have
like
it
that.
worse.
People have it worse, da, da, da. And when I went through and I realized that depression wasn't something I controlled. Now, I'm not giving it a cop out. And I don't have, like, depression where I'm like, clinical depression. I had a depression because I was fed up with my life. I was tired of the decisions that I made, right? And I had to go through that. Like, I had to go through the passing of my grandpa to make me stronger and to realize that life is not life is not promised and we're not here long enough. And then I had to go through that too because when I went through that, I went through my own depression. I went through my own realization that it's up to me to change my life around. And I need to get my shit together or I'm gonna die. Then it allowed me after a couple months or a year, I can't remember how long it was, to help my best friend go through one of the worst probably 2 years of his life. And help him through his time of being depressed and suicidal and stuff like that. But if I didn't go through that, if like God didn't put me through all that trials and tribulations, and I wouldn't be able to do what I did for my best friend.
I think you would have helped him. You just wouldn't have understood.
I wouldn't relate it. And I feel like you can't really help someone if you can't you can't relate to it. You know what I mean? So I got a cough. Oh man, the cough is coming back again. Get the water.
There's a cough drop.
I can't do that. It's not on my plan. It's not on my plan. If it ain't on my plan, I ain't touching it. Guess what? Water's on my plan. First Form water. Today's podcast is not powered by a First Form energy drink because I can't have that. My coach officially cut out all sugar-free sodas, all Mios, all
seasonings.
Salt, all seasoning, salt, everything. I am dry right now.
So
am I going to complain? Best believe I'm gonna complain. Am I gonna
Period,
get this
sis.
done? Best believe I'm gonna get it. Why? Because my mama didn't raise no. What question you have?
Tell me the experience of eating fish
Oh my
without a
That stuff
sprinkle
is
of seasoning.
nasty. Have you ever? Okay, first off, anyone out there that's on a weight loss journey, don't start off with tilapia, right? Especially if you're just into the new fish stuff. Stay away from tilapia. That is like the bottom of the bottom
feeders.
feeder of fish. It is disgusting, but it is cheap, and I understand that. But really season that bad boy up, right? Don't go over with
Get that
sodium,
lemon pepper
but get
in
the
there.
lemon pepper something, because I am eating fish with no seasoning, and it is disgusting. And on top of that is tilapia.
I felt bad serving it to you.
It did look depressing. It literally looked depressing. I looked at that.
That's
I'm
the
like,
worst thing I've ever made.
I've never in my life looked at something and said I'd rather not eat. Like I'd rather go to sleep hungry.
I have a question. Would you rather eat that fish I made you or the bacon croutons that I fucked up in the oven?
I'd rather eat those. So this is how we know Francine has became even better of a cooker, because she was not a baker. She couldn't use the oven at all, really. So one time she's like, "Babe, you want me to make you like bacon for like the week, like so we have like because I had the same breakfast
in the
every
meal
single
prep,
day.
yeah.
Carb smart tortilla, 2 pieces of bacon, 4 pieces of egg. No, 4 eggs. I was eating 4 eggs. Still eating a lot of protein.
Oh, 2, because it was 2 of them. Yeah.
And so I had to say, like, yeah, babe, can you make me some bacon? Guys, everyone, males, females, everyone out there listening.
Coming from my neck.
When she took out that bacon, bro, I freaking sneezed and it disintegrated. Like that bacon was dehydrated. That bacon was black.
Like the fat
Like
was
the
gone
bottom
from the
of
thing.
your a kid's feet after playing outside shoeless for hours. That bacon was sad.
Sizzling.
It was, bro. Remember when you took it out the pan, you set it down, they cracked.
Yeah.
Bro, they were bacon croutons.
shattered
And
like
I
glass.
looked at it and I was like,
I'm like, we could sprinkle it on a salad or something.
it was burnt. I don't know if it's even healthy to even eat. I feel like it might have a couple
like
more
charcoal.
minutes, you might have melted the metal.
Damn.
That was bad, babe. And you served that to me, and I stayed with you. I had so many red flags, and I just over here like do.
I'm in love.
Bro, that bacon was, and you're such a good cooker, so that's absolutely crazy that you burnt bacon.
It's because I was doing laundry downstairs too. So you're fucking welcome.
I didn't ask you to do it,
Who else was gonna do it? Not you.
Lupina,
My grandma.
or my grandma. My grandma will wash my clothes till the day I die.
My grandma.
I mean, you're just jealous. I love my grandmas; they take care of me. But we have another topic.
We do, but I kind of wanted to piggyback off of what you were saying.
That's cool. This
Or
is
what we were talking about.
The cool thing about podcasts is that there's no time limit. We don't have to be. It doesn't have to be an hour. I mean, I feel like that conversation was the most impactful we might get of this whole situation.
Yeah, but I
run it.
wanted to bring up something so it holds me accountable.
Oh yeah,
Remember the conversation we had in the jacuzzi a couple of days ago?
yeah.
But I'm like, can we
I was
have a
paying
vulnerable
attention.
moment here?
We're like me and John are like, no,
I'm like, nah.
we don't hear it.
So, sometime 2023,
2024.
2024.
You low on carbs too? The PCOS acting up?
Yeah.
The PCOS acting up?
Anyway, so next year, I'm going to be a heavy to modified coach.
What do you want to focus on? You want to focus on mindset? Women? So you want to handle like a lot of the women clients? Do your own group Zoom call? Bro, that would make me proud. That would make me proud. And it's very interesting too, because I didn't ask you to do that. Like usually I'm like, hey, babe, do you think it'll be cool? But like, it makes me really happy that you want to do it. And let me ask you why.
Well, it wasn't something that I've been like thinking about for a long time. And I was like embarrassed to tell you. It wasn't any of that. It's just been clicking for me. The last, probably since I've been training actually with Big John.
Do you think it's like,
And also the conversations that I've been having.
I was about to ask you, do you think it's being on the phone with them and like
Yeah.
kind of knowing like, well, you believe in the brand and you have to, when you, in order to really tell people how life changes could be, you actually have to believe in it, and people can see right through it. And people really get surprised when you're on the phone or I'm on the phone with them. And it's really cool to hear that. And it's like so weird that for you to talk to someone and be like, yo, someone was talking about you and they're saying how long they're following you in your story and they started crying. To me, it's a trip, but it's such a blessing. Like, you know, and I don't look at it as like, oh, I'm the badass. People love to see me, blah, blah, blah. It's just more of like, man, like, I really did it. Like, I'm becoming something that's gonna make my mom proud. Makes my brother so proud of me, and that makes me feel good. My little sister, like my whole family is, right? But like at the end of the day, it's like, damn, like I'm making myself proud. Like I've literally turned my life around. It's like I did a complete 180. I went from living a lifestyle that I was gonna be dead in the next couple of years to a lifestyle where I'm gonna be here a long time, and I get to help people. Yeah. Like, do you understand? Like, that is an amazing feeling, and I wish I could say everyone should feel like this. I want everyone to feel like this. I want everyone to not care. I'm not talking about the followers being online coach. I'm talking about changing your life around and really becoming the best version of yourself. Yeah. Because there is no better feeling than that. It is like waking up every single day, even on the day that it's raining. It's like Christmas morning. Because I get to help someone. Like, even if I'm having a bad day.
It makes my day.
Yeah. There's nothing better than helping someone. Like, how good do you feel when you give a homeless person money? How good do we feel on the holidays when we pick a family and we help them for Christmas, help them for Thanksgiving? I was driving Uber that time, and we still made over 200 meals, 100 for men, 100 for male, 100 for female. Oh yeah, in the toiletries and stuff like that. And it's just an amazing feeling to get back, you know. Yeah. And honestly, I really don't have anything else to say. Like, I feel like if we go any further now, we're just kind of taking it on.
Well, I'll tell you why I've been thinking about doing this. Oh, yeah. Because this has been like very recent. But I've been thinking I'm definitely not qualified to be a coach at this moment. But I've been thinking like I've had a lot of help. Mm-hmm. And I've taken a lot of help for granted. But I also didn't. The people that tried to help me was very well-intentioned, but they never understood me.
As in like PCOS or just you as modified Frankie?
PCOS and also like the limitations that I had with working out when I was heavier. Like just throw me with the wolves, you know?
That's a male and female thing.
Yeah. And I want to be help to people that like I want to help the old version of me.
And it's an amazing feeling. And it's really amazing when they can look at you and see themselves and be like, you know what? They could do it. I could do it. Mm-hmm. He could do it. I could do it. She could do it. They could do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even the couples now, even couples have a couple to look up to. I mean, hopefully they can look up to us and they, you know, that we made it. Like, you know what I mean? We once used food as our relationship, honestly. Like, that was our glue to our relationship. Now it's so much other stuff. Like, this weekend, you're going to have a date. We're going to go to escape room.
Where are you taking me, Big Daddy?
We're going to escape room. I want to go escape room.
No sushi?
I think I can.
No, you can't.
I can have sashimi. Only because I have fish.
They don't have tilapia sashimi. Oh. So.
No, if they had it, I wouldn't order it anyway.
I'm just going to have to closet eat on my own. Thug it out.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. I don't know what you have over there, but I don't want to talk about that right now. We could just do that. But we do have some Q&As though.
Do some Q&As.
Let's end with the Q&As because we came in hard. We came in hitting hard. We came in fully erect. Just.
You erected?
I don't think I should use that on podcast. That just came out. I'm keeping that in.
That's funny, but remember what I told you about Big John?
What?
He was getting sugar from both ends.
Okay, remember.
Can we say that or no?
No, we do have. No? Okay. No. Wait, we will not use this podcast to out my boy. All right, no. You're gonna have respect for him.
Now I have to elaborate.
Let him get sugar from both ends. All right, we support him.
Okay, but
no, I don't want to elaborate. I want
to explain what the sugar.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the Q&A. Did you get Q&As on your side? I'll look at mine first. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so quickly when we were working out earlier, he was telling me about this girl he was kind of seeing, and she was a little bit of a sugar mama. And he's like, it was cool, man. I was getting sugar on both ends. And I stopped mid-rep, and I'm like, bro, elaborate. He's like, yeah, you know, like, she would buy me stuff, and she'd cook for me, and, you know, we'd get it in. And I'm like, okay,
man was getting sugar for both ends. Yeah, like, you could have, like, said, Big John, with that blonde hair, bro, you have to be pretty meticulous on what you say.
Meticulous.
Is that meticulous? Meticulous? I said okay, low carbs. Meticulous.
Let's take the L.
Okay, well, we both.
Because I'm lost too.
Well, you're from Moreno Valley, and I graduated Boardwalk High School, so
And I could
we got
spell,
two.
so.
Damn, I don't know. I've been pretty good lately, honestly. All right, so we're gonna end with a Q&A. If you ever want to ask us questions, we need to make an email for this. But as of right now, send us DMs, either myself or Modified Frankie. Modified Frankie will probably have a better chance of getting back because I do check my DMs about 30 minutes a day, but I can't get to all of them. So Modified Frankie, you always send her question. On my stories, I always do put this the day of the podcast I shoot if you have any question you want to go over. So the first question is, the first question we have on the podcast is, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is, if you can't tell, it is blue.
But you refuse to wear blue, which is
I don't wear
weird.
I don't wear blue. I don't wear blue. I just like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just like it. I just don't.
So are we both answering these questions, or are you?
I mean, yeah, they might want to hear what you have to say.
Might.
Also, it's really stupid on the NGL that you can't repost like the video that you're talking, answering the question, and you can't make a video to it. You have to make a video.
My favorite color is black.
Sorry.
Like my soul.
I was about to say something else. Well, all right.
Say it.
Nah.
My booty hole brown.
I was thinking the same thing as soon as you said that. All right, so first question is, we got their favorite color. Next one is, who do you text the most? So I text the most probably I'm not going to say Modified Frankie because we actually don't text a lot. We're always together all the time. Okay, chill.
Too much.
I think it would go in order. It would probably be my best friend, Carla, and Big John. I think those are, if I look right now, like those are going to be like.
Unless you're on the outs with Carla.
Yeah, then if I'm on the outs. Oh, everyone from the, I don't know, like those like 6 podcasts ago, me and my best friends are friends again. We're friends again. We were talking again.
I had to be a mediator.
Yeah, it was good though.
Pretty pathetic.
And it's all right. I'm petty. All right, what about you? Who you text the most? Yeah, let's go. Let's get this. Who you text the most?
Honestly, I don't really text.
No, you don't text. Yeah, you
I don't really
you
communicate with anyone.
No, you've been working
I
on
scroll.
it though. You've been working on it.
Yeah.
All right, well then,
I
would it be
say-
me then?
Yeah, probably you.
All right, cool. How many hours of sleep did I get last night? I got 7. Oh no, I got, what time? I went to sleep early yesterday. What is it? What did I go? 10?
Yeah,
or 9?
by like 10 something.
All 10, 11, all 12, all 1, all 2, all 3, all 4. I got 7 hours of sleep last night.
I got 4.
Oh, you went to sleep late. That PCOS really slaps you around.
Baby.
That PCOS definitely slaps you around right
starving.
now. I'm sorry about that. This is a good podcast. It's
I
always
still got
when I shoot with you.
questions.
Oh, you got questions?
I got more than
Oh,
you did.
my bad. Oh, you got more questions?
Yeah. The first one got me fucked up though.
Why?
How are you doing mentally?
Okay, so the podcast is gonna go about another hour. I'm gonna go ahead and get off the scene and let Frankie go.
I am in shambles, sis. How are you doing mentally with your cut?
Oh man, I am fighting my demons daily,
You were
but I'm
so
winning.
frazzled this week.
It was a lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot. Cause you know what?
And weren't we like both in bad moods?
We were
we
both
couldn't explain
because
why,
we feed off
but
of
we're
each
being
other.
nice to each other.
Yeah, like we feed off of each other. Like, and I always tell you, like, look, I'm glad that we're that close. But when I'm having a bad day, like, I need you to be like, I got it. I'm having a good day. But
you're
instead,
contagious.
I have. That's what it is. I'm toxic.
Like the clap.
Don't get me started.
Okay,
Go,
what's
all right.
your
Oh,
sign?
yeah.
What's your sign?
Sexy, buff. I am him.
His sign is red flag.
Damn, I'm a Pisces. Chill, dude.
I'm a Leo.
What
Okay.
does that mean? I don't even know what it means. I'm a Pisces though.
I don't
Must be
know.
good looking and sensitive.
Okay. It looks like you guys spend a lot of time together. How do you keep from killing each other?
Honestly, shit talking.
Yeah.
We did that video today where I was like, baby, your hair looks beautiful. And you turned and you looked at me, smiled. I was like, you look at that stash, got a line. You know, I think people think that like we have this picture perfect relationship where we're constantly up each other's culo every single second. But
You are.
how? Okay.
Keep it a buck.
Okay, chill. Anyways, cut to my camera, Big John. So how it is like I wake up in the morning, I go do cardio, and then I start making my content. I take my supplements, stuff like that. Now Francine's been getting up to do cardio with me, but if she doesn't, she gets up and she makes the bed. She's the last person out, and she goes do her cardio. We kiss in the morning, say good morning, and slap her in the butt, and then send her on her way to go do her cardio. And then I get to work. Well, no. Yeah. Then I start eating, or she'll make my meal for me. We'll talk for a second, and then she'll go get to work, and I'll get to work. And then I have a whole bunch of Zoom calls till noon. But then between noon and like 2 is like the miserable hour for you because that's when I become super needy, especially if it's a Thursday and I'm on a rest day. So, and then like, yeah, you do your own thing on thing. Oh, you're ding-a-lang, you're ding-a-lang. You do your own thing. And then at the end of the day, like after this podcast is like we are working on cutting off business and working on
We
relationship.
have business hours now.
Yeah, we have business hours now. It's something that you came up with, and I think it's been doing good. It's been doing what? Actually, no. Let me call you out. You came up with the business hours time, and I feel like you want to work more now that we have business hours. But when we didn't have business hours, you were mad about working. Calling her out.
It needed to be.
These
on my
women
terms.
need to be held accountable.
I will deck you.
I told you, I'll call a cop on you so fast. I got my phone this time because
Anyway.
last time you threatened me. So,
So
Big
how
John,
do we
you
keep
hear
from
that? You
killing
recorded?
each other? Is I actually demanded alone time in the morning.
And I demand no alone time as soon as I'm done working.
Yeah. So my alone time is about 2 hours, where he's not allowed to ask me, "Where's a meal prep? Can you fucking put my socks on?
Okay, chill.
Did you
really
respond to this email?
Oh my.
Did we get this project done? Did you book the flight?"
Okay, chill.
So he's not allowed to ask me squirt.
Okay.
I just have to vibe out.
And
So
then when
that's how we
stay
don't kill
together.
each
So
other.
if you're in a relationship of 5+ years, do what we just told you, and you're gonna be good. Don't be each other's assholes. That's so uncomfortable. Big John, shut up. Talk too much. What's the last? We have 2 more questions. You got more than questions. You got more questions than me. Chill. All right, come on. We gotta make this fast. Let's go.
Okay,
Come on.
okay. Then let me just
Pick 5 more.
Okay. How is it training with Big John?
That's a good question.
Okay.
He sucks.
No, training with Big John is great, especially if you're like a newbie, because he does like pick up on your like your cues on your body. Like he can tell when something is a little bit maybe too heavy for you, or if something's a little too easy. That's when it gets fucking tricky. You can't really trick him. But he's really good on working on your form first before he starts like adding weights and all this shit, all these acrobatic stuff. Who is on track to get skin removal first?
You.
Period.
I think this will be the last question because I think it's a good conversation. Let's do the last one.
Okay.
Then save those ones, and then
I did get a couple
I'm
really good ones.
I'm a little jealous that you got more questions than me. So my followers out there that are listening, we got to do better because Modified Frankie is holding the dub right now, the dubby dub.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had this conversation as a couple months ago, and we decided, but I've already decided in my head that she was getting skin removal surgery first. Because Francine kind of battles with what's the word? What am I thinking of right now?
Haterism?
No, insecurities.
Yes.
We'll just say insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I started my weight loss journey and I started looking like a snack, you know what I mean, walking around looking like a
Like a little Debbie
like
snack.
a little freaking, you know, like a little double
Dunkaroo.
dip Dunkaroo. You know what I mean? Fucking Papi Chulo, Bernardo out there. Mr. Your girlfriend's favorite, you know, looking like Big Dad out there. I don't know. I'm lost
Continue.
now. She didn't like that, and that definitely rubbed her the wrong way. And I know now that I look the way I look, I'm very comfortable with my loose skin. I do want to get it removed, and I can't wait to get it removed. But I also know that if I were to get all the surgeries first, with Francie, will support it 110%. So don't take it that she won't support it. Don't dig into our relationship too much.
Or do it.
Or you do what you want, you know, comment it, talk crap on her. Please, someone got to call her out. That I decided that I think it would be best for her to get her skin removal surgery first. So I get to take care of her for 1, but then 2, she doesn't have to have any type of insecurity if she would have any type of insecurity of me looking like a snack. Because I already look like a snack. You do too. You're beautiful.
Thank you. I do want to say one thing, because it's not a question, but I thought it was really sweet. Someone said, not a question, just wanted y'all to know I've been silently watching and cheering for y'all these past years. And I'm so happy how far you both have come. You both are truly inspirational. I miss you guys and I wish nothing but the best. So they know us.
They know us. And thank you, whoever that is.
Yeah.
And feel free not to use that on a mysterious question app. Just send us that text. We would love that. We love to hear that. You know, we worked really hard in this relationship.
Yeah.
And there's so much more we could get into and further podcasts about this. It's been a lot of work. You know, there's been a lot of ups. There's been a lot of downs. There's been a lot of conversations. But one thing that we've always stayed consistent with was being open with each other.
Yeah.
Right. And really sharing how we feel, even if it's not the nicest thing or if it's not going to make the other person feel the prettiest thing. Yeah. We stayed really open with each other that way. And at the end of the day, that's literally what this relationship is built off. It's built off of, you know, communication. I'm not going to say trust. That's a given. right? That's so cheesy. It's relationship built off of trust. It's built off of communication, and also us adapting with each other and our changes, because it wasn't like we changed bad.
I feel like I've dated 2 people.
You have 100%.
Yeah.
I like this guy better. You were staring at me in the beginning of this podcast like I was a fucking piece of meat. I seen that. Everyone heard it. Everyone's seen it.
I haven't had dinner.
That's right. All right, guys, we got to go. And that's how it. What the?
And that's how the cookie
is how the
crumbles.
cookie crumbles. All right, everybody.
crumble
Thank
cookie
you
sounds
so.
bomb.
Oh my God, Francine, you need to stop talking about food. Honestly, we and Big John cannot eat anything, and you keep on bringing it up, and we're about to chudo chop you.
Whatever.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to Modify Your Life podcast. If we brought any type of value, made you laugh, made you smile, made you think, brought some inspiration, motivation, dedication, talked about food that you like to talk about. If you thought we were another cheesy ass couple with the podcast, and you're just like, look at these losers, share it. That's how this podcast is going to grow. Thank you so much for supporting. This is Modify Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, my co-host, Modified Frankie, and we'll see you in the next one.
Period.
All this happened for myself and my family.